of you exit Solus' Sanctum Sanctorum. Yariel, you are carrying Lennon in your arms. He is alive. He has 1 hit point. He is not conscious.
Oh, God.
As all of you exit up through the stairwell, you see that the battle is still raging. The forces of Orlais and Ferelden are clashing with the crimson-red Valasleen-wearing Helathen, this order of elves that had sworn allegiance to Solus. And unsurprisingly, it's going pretty well in your favor, but that's, not necessarily a good thing. Your goal here was not to kill all of the Helathen. Your goal was to get under Solus' Sanctum Sanctorum, kill the Archdemon, and destroy his main source of power. So as soon as you become aware of this, Ren says, we have to tell them to pull back, right? Like, we've got to get them to retreat. Do we really want to fucking slaughter everyone here?
Absolutely not. No, we should definitely tell them.
He says, well, I mean, Alistair, if I know him, he's probably still wearing that shitty golden armor I gave him. And he starts he climbs up on like a nearby stone and starts scanning the battlefield for the shining golden armor that Alistair always wears. And as you are doing that, a squirrely little, it looks like a squire maybe, like a squire to a knight. They're Orlesian, they're a human. They come scrambling up and he says, my lords, oh thank goodness there you are. I tried to get to the battle, but my lord knight, he fell in battle. I have very important news. He's like doubled over. He's panting, like frantically panting.
Okay, deep breath, buddy.
Calm down. In and out.
He says, that's the Archdemon has been spotted.
Oh, fuck.
Great.
Where?
About 20 miles outside Minrathis. There's an army of darkspawn that's slowly swarming up from the south.
I feel like we should just direct the army in that direction.
Ren says, we can't get an army all the way to Minrathis, not without a lot of fucking Alluvians. We're gonna have to make do with what we have up in the north. He says, Alistair! And it takes a while for all of you to, get through the fray, but eventually you do find the war generals, such as they are, King Alistair of Ferelden and Empress Selene of Orlais, who has also been in the fray, interestingly. She has been wielding a 2-handed broadsword and looks... Man, it sucks that she's such a shitty person, because she looks...
Yeah, I know.
She looks great.
Is it really hot?
She looks real hot, but yeah.
And you manage to find each other on the battlefield. And Ren says, we did what we needed to do here. I want you to pull all of the armies out. We have to get to Minrathis as soon as possible. And Alistair, he doesn't even think twice. He's like, oh yeah, absolutely. Empress Selene, on the other hand, says, we came all this way, we marched an entire army, and now we're going to pull out before the battle's even over?
Yes.
You got it. In one.
Mm-hmm.
You're so smart. I can see why you're Empress.
She says, would it not be simpler to kill all loyalists to this dread wolf?
It would perhaps be simpler, but it would probably be, unethical.
Ren says, listen, bitch, I'm not here to argue with you. Which one of us killed an archdemon the last time? Was it you? No? Okay, pull your fucking armies back.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit, get her.
I love that. Cass is like, ooh, popcorn gift.
Selene, obviously, she's not used to taking lip from an elf. And she, curls her lips back in disgust. But Alistair is already like, yep, okay, got it. And he's blowing the horn, and he's ordering the Ferelden army to pull back. And eventually, Selene does follow suit. And the process of pulling out of this battle, it kind of takes the Helathen by surprise. They were losing, badly. They were badly outnumbered. So when the combined armies just decide to stop, they don't really know what to do with themselves. Soldiers just literally stop fighting in the middle of battle and just leave. It makes for a rather confusing situation for them. The scouts report to you, as you are all exiting Arlithlen, that most of the Helathen flee the ruins of Ostagar in various directions. They don't seem to have a set plan. They scatter in a whole bunch of different directions. When you do meet back up at the same rendezvous point, Ren says, okay, so we need to get to Minrathis soon. Soon. So that means we have to head back to Amaranthi and take the boat to Kirkwall and then go through. That's probably going to be the fastest way, right?
I stare blankly at him and look at other people.
Right? This isn't my army. I'm just doing the best I can here.
And what will we do with Landon in that meantime?
He says, that's a pretty good point. He says, not to put too fine a point on it, but your boyfriend, Yariel, is the only one that knows the mechanics of the spell that kill the Archdemon.
Oh, shit.
So at the very least, we need him conscious so he can explain it to another mage. Or maybe Mayveris can heal him? Where's Mayveris?
Yeah.
You head away from the battlefield, and you do eventually find the same carriage that you took down from Amaranthine. And Mayveris and Leander are both waiting in it, kind of eagerly, like is the right word. They're eager when they see you come back. Mayveris rushes out toward you. She says, "Cassandra!" And she throws her arms around your neck.
Hi, yes, I'm fine. It's Lennon, not me, that needs help.
Leander heads over to you, Ellie, and he says, "Oh God, you guys look beat to hell. What happened?"
It's a very long story.
What's wrong with Lennon?
Oh, we had to kill him because he was under Solas's control.
So can we stop talking and maybe heal him? Can we maybe heal our favorite Inquisitor?
Mayveris says, okay, bring him into the carriage. I'll bring him into the carriage. And she's already lighting up her hands with healing magic.
He's slung over my back, I assume. So
very graceful.
Yep.
Over the long kind of harried ride back to Amaranthine, Mayveris pulls upon all her wherewithal. Normally when she heals, she has access to potions and unguents to supplement her magic, so she doesn't have to use just magic to heal people. She doesn't have any of those things with her. So she pulls pretty hard at her mana to heal him up and get him to a state where he is conscious. And by the time night falls on the first day back toward Amaranthine, Lennon has regained consciousness. He's now at half health. He still looks pretty fucking beat. But Mayveris is a very competent healer. She does a really good job. I picture it, Yariel, that she's been working pretty much the whole ride, and everyone else in the wagon is asleep, except for the two of you.
Yes.
And Lennon kind of, if you want to get super cute, he has his head in your lap or some shit like that.
Aww. Yep, that sounds pretty cute.
And his breathing has finally evened out. He still looks pretty bad. There's still dried blood all over him, but he seems okay now. Stable.
I think I say really quietly, Fanon? Oh, I almost lost you. Are you there?
He grunts. It's the morning effect. He did just wake up, and that is absolutely unacceptable.
Terrible.
I think I just stroked his head and I said, It's been a bad day. You can go back to sleep. We've got you."
Lennon says, I think the Virabella San is gone.
What?
I can't sense it or access it anymore. I think... Did I actually die?
Yeah. You did. Elian brought you back.
That explains it, I guess. He says, traditionally the Virabella San exits the body when the supplicant of Mythal dies, but I wasn't at the well, so I couldn't transfer it back, and it just sort of dissipated. I guess on the plus side, that means Solus can't control me anymore.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about it next time. Hopefully it won't be a next time, because we're going to kill that fucker, but...
He says, I think I should, if Mayveris can patch me up a little further, I should be able to go with you to the final battle if you think you need me.
Oh, we definitely need you.
And he nods. He says, well, I'd say I've been in worse shape, but I really don't think I have. I think dying, that kind of takes the cake.
Yeah, that's fair.
Literally fucking dying.
Yeah. Well, if you want to blame someone, it was Ren. It was his fault. So, just,
Okay. Well, I'm sure you all did your best. He, pats your arm.
You should go back to sleep now, love.
He says, okay. And then he, just immediately, out like a light. Just... if you say so. The character select screen pops up. So, as Ren explicated, Lennon is the only person who knows the mechanics of the spell that can permanently kill an Archdemon. That said, he could theoretically teach it to any mage. He could teach it to Cassandra or to Mayveris. But he just advised you that if you want him to be there, he can be there at the final fight, because apparently when he literally fucking died, the Abella San fizzled out. So Solus has no more control over him. So it's up to you. Who do you want to bring into the final fight?
Okay, y'all. What do you think?
Good question. I feel like we did just drag Landon already, and he's in real rough shape.
But also, this is his toxic ex-boyfriend. Wouldn't it be fun to watch him die?
I know. I love the poetic. It's like, final fuck you. I mean, like, who else would be better to bring to kill Solus?
With my toxic ex-boyfriends, if somebody else had killed them and I wasn't allowed to be there, I would have been very angry.
Landon's like, this is a great day. I mean, forget being dead. I love this. Is May gonna be all right too? Like, healing him up. Like, she kind of pushed herself.
She did. Like, the process of regaining mana is you have to meditate and then you roll die to determine how much mana you lost. Like, it's like a 3-day journey from Ostagar to Amaranthine, and then it's another day across the Waking Sea to Kirkwall. So you've got 4 days on the road. It's not, like, super restful, but anyone should be. Like, I'm not going to mechanically penalize them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
They'll all be at full health, full mana.
I think Landon's my vote just because of the like poetic justice of it all. But I'm if you guys feel
and also
otherwise,
he's a level 20 mage.
Yeah, also that.
I mean,
there's also that.
Level 20 spellcaster. He knows the spell.
That's true. We just saw a bunch of very cool spells that he used to try to kill us. It'd be very cool if he maybe did that to someone else.
I think we're all for Landon. Sounds like.
Alrighty, Landon it is. And on the road to Amaranthine and then across to Kirkwall, he does get better. It does help that he has like a world-class healer basically doting on him, so that helps. Yeah, that helps a lot. So none of you were in Ferelden during the Blight. That was, I believe, made canon. None of you have actually seen the effects of a Blight. Therefore, it is, I think, a little bit jarring when you get back to Minrathous and you see what the city has become, because it is an absolute lockdown. Like, the gates of the city are completely shut, and it's a good thing that you came in through the Alluvion, because otherwise you would not have been able to get in. As soon as you get back to the Lucerne headquarters, Dorian had been waiting up for you, and as soon as he sees you come in, he's like, "Oh, thank God you're back. How did it go?"
Terrible, but we're alive. And it worked.
He says, "That is so great. Minrathous is on lockdown. There is an army of about 3,000 Darkspawn, literally climbing the walls and trying to beat down the gates. I have sent word to all nearby allies, and they are on their way, but that said, we need a commander, and we need someone to get out there and kill that Archdemon before it's too late."
Landon, how do we do the thing?
Landon says, it's a simple blood magic ritual in the absence of 500 gallons of lyrium. He says, do we know who's...
We didn't resolve how we were going to do this.
No, I mean, because I didn't know what we're doing. Justice is volunteered.
And when you say that, Elian, you feel Compassion fucking panic.
Yeah.
Compassion, his answer is no. Like, that's his response, is no. No, not Justice.
Oh, fuck.
We should get this started, because if we're going to do it, we need to do it now.
Compassion doesn't want that to happen.
When Elian says that, Justice's reaction is basically, tough shit? Like, fucking deal with it.
That's just too bad. I'm sorry to hear that, but we don't have any other options right now.
Compassion demands Elian to let him possess you. He wants to speak.
Okay.
Compassion swallows up Elian's consciousness. His eyes go that familiar shade of white, and he says, with Compassion's voice, "No, Justice, absolutely not!" And, Saray, Justice wants in too. He wants to fucking talk.
Yep. I don't want to fucking do this for him. Well, right? You go for it, bud.
Justice swallows up your consciousness, Saray, and he says, "This is not a discussion, Compassion. I am not letting you do this." He says, "And you think I can let you do it?" Justice says, "The world will turn without me. You have more to offer to this new world. You have skills in healing that would be beneficial. You found a cure for this blight, didn't you? Perhaps you can find a way to save these Grey Wardens." Compassion says, "I'm not going to let you turn this into a list of pros and cons, Justice. That's not what this should be about." And Justice says, "You know what? You're right. That's not what it should be about. But that's what it is about. Because we're in a war. We don't have a choice. Someone has to die, and it's going to be the one with the least to give to this new world. Compassion, Elligan, your eyes burn with tears.
Yeah, like, that sucks.
What am I supposed to do without you? And Justice says, you've managed it this far, Vanon. You're gonna be okay. Ren says, I hate to interrupt. I really do. I know this is a tough ethical dilemma, but there's an archdemon very close to a city of 1 million people. We need to get a move on. And Compassion, he sort of gives you yourself back, Elian, sort of angrily, sort of like shoving it back at you. The tears stop, but your eyes are still obviously full of tears. Like,
yeah.
Your emotion eclipses his emotion again. Justice holds on a little bit longer, and he just says, shit. And he gives you back control, Sabre.
I look around at everybody. Well, that sucked.
Dorian says, okay, well, we need a way to draw the Archdemon's attention. Right? That's what you did at the Battle of Denerim, right, Ren? Ren says, yeah. I mean, the best way to draw the attention of an archdemon is to march with your forces straight into theirs to draw their attention and find a really, really high place. A place where a dragon could land. Do you know of anywhere like that outside Minrathis, Dorian? And Dorian thinks about it for a minute. He says, the circle tower of Minrathis. If you can get to the top of the circle tower in Minrathis, there's a huge, long deck. It should be... Yeah, you should go there. And Lennon says, okay, that sounds like it'll work. So we're really ready? We're really going to do this?
Yes.
As ready as we'll ever be.
You don't have a choice.
Any last words? This is out of character. Any last words, like you're marching into like the final fight? Do you want to talk to anyone? Say anything?
Kiss Mayveris goodbye, like, well, this time you won't be a widow. Okay, bye!
I feel like because Mayveris is a Disney princess, she does the thing where like one leg pops up.
Just one last smoocheroo. That's all I want to do.
What about you two?
Definitely, I seek out Leander and just... I will try to come back.
He says, no, you're gonna come back.
Okay.
Elian, look at my fucking face. You're coming back.
I promise.
He fiercely hugs you. Just very, very tight. And Ren says, so you're not taking the Grey Warden to the fight with the Archdemon, huh? To you, Yariel.
I just thought that Landon deserved to get some revenge, don't you?
Says, I don't know, man. Like, I appreciate the poetic irony, but you're literally fighting an Archdemon without a Grey Warden. Just a thought. Like Ren, he hesitates on the edge of saying something really sweet and meaningful, but then he decides, fuck that, and he puts you in a headlock and gives you a noogie.
Oh, mother, goddammit. Get off of me. Fucking lug. Don't die out there, you hear me?
He says, well, if I'm not going to be fighting the Archdemon, I'm going to be killing just a lot of fucking Darkspawn, and I'm really good at that, so, I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's fair. I punched him really hard in the shoulder. Need a bit of a handicap. Tell me how many you kill when you get back.
He says, oh, Yariel, I wouldn't embarrass you like that.
I give him 2 fingers and I walk away.
So all 4 of you, the 3-player characters and Lennon, walk out into Minrathis, and like I said, the city is on lockdown. Dorian has said that he will have the general, so Leander is now the Archon. He is now like the general of the Imperial Army. But that said, the Archon traditionally is not like a combat general. He stands back. He's more like a strategic presence. So he agrees to have the army meet you at the inner gates and all of the other nearby alleys, like what remains of the Grey Wardens, the Dalish, the Legion of the Dead, also the Kyun. The Kyun has sent over a couple legions of Barasad, which is, that like when you're staring down like a fully armed Kunari army, like run.
That sounds very important.
That's terrifying.
So the idea is that the Imperial army will push forward through the inner gates while they are flanked by the Dalish, the Kunari. And your job is to get through the fray, through thousands of Darkspawn, and find the Circle Tower outside Minrathis. I'm not going to say it goes well, because what you come out to as soon as the Imperial army breaks through those gates is fucking terrifying. You have never seen so many Darkspawn in one place before, and you've been in the Deep Roads. Like, you've literally been in the place where Darkspawn come from, and you have never seen this many Darkspawn. It is a massacre outside, and it's all you can do to not get involved because, there are people fighting and dying for you in front of your eyes, but you know that the important thing is the Archdemon, which you can see circling around the battlefield like a specter, like a shadow, making slow, large loops, occasionally breathing cones of purple fire down onto the armies below. The Circle Tower of Minrathous is a resplendent building like every other place in Minrathous. It does not sit inside the city gates. It actually sits about 1.5 miles outside the limits of the city, outside the wall. It is a large marble column going about 50 stories into the air with a sort of circular veranda around the very top. It is safely away from most of the fighting, like the majority of the fighting is happening right at the gates of Minrathous. And they are not paying attention very much to the Circle Tower because the Circle Tower of Minrathous was evacuated as soon as the first couple Darkspawn were seen. You end up making your way through empty corridors, desolate bedrooms, classrooms with piles and piles of overturned chairs. Up and up until you finally reach the summit, and you come out onto that stone veranda, and you see, just as you exit onto it, a massive 50-foot-long Archdemon glide past you on the air, breathing a long cone of purple, corrupting breath onto the ground below you. And Lana says, "Oh man, it's bigger than the one I killed with Corypheus."
That's not what I wanted to hear right now.
He says, "Okay, so how do we want to draw its attention? Anyone got any ideas?"
I'm gonna take out a bow and try to shoot it.
Okay, so roll to hit, Yariel.
Okay.
Its defense rating is 16, so it's not an impossible number. It is very large. Oh, a 17! That is a hit. A 17 is a hit. Yariel, a bow is not your favorite weapon.
No.
You're really more an up-close and personal kind of fighter. But that said, Ren's an archer. He taught you how to use a bow. So you're not incompetent with a bow. You pull back on your longbow, you aim for just a couple seconds, and you wait for the Archdemon to make another broad arc around the tower. You fire, and it lands in the thing's eye.
Oh, shit.
The Archdemon lets out this bellowing, high-pitched scream. Its wings stagger in midair, and it circles around and lands hard on this stone veranda, so hard that a huge chunk of it breaks away. It turns its massive head to the four of you. I want everyone to roll initiative!
I think we got its attention.
The initiative order has been set. First up is the Archdemon. The Archdemon, oh god, I've been reading this thing's character sheet. This is such a good stat block. They really knocked it out of the park with this one, which I would expect nothing less. So it can use 2 attacks as a single major action, and then it has like a whole bevy of minor actions that it can take in conjunction.
Excellent. So excited for this.
Right.
So it is going to start, I think. All right. Well, I mean, you're the one that shot at Yariel, so it's going to attack you. You're the only warrior. I hope you enjoy tanking a Darkspawn.
No,
a literal fucking Archdemon.
Yeah.
23 with 5 stun points. All right, we're getting,
that hits.
We're starting off nice. So he's going to make that a lethal blow. So that's going to be 5d6 plus 10 damage.
Excellent. I'm so excited about this.
27 damage,
okay.
Minus your armor. And then it's got Claw as another second part of its major action. 19 with a stun point. It can't really do anything. So that is 2d6 plus 10. 21 damage minus your armor. And then as a minor action, it is going to use Buffet. As a minor action, an Archdemon can flap its wings and buffet nearby creatures. Anyone within 4 yards of it must make a successful TN 16 Strength Might test or be knocked back 1d6 yards.
Oh no.
Those that fail their tests have a dragon die result of 1 are also knocked prone. So everyone make a Strength Might test. Oh, Lannon, your strength might. What is your strength might, Lannon?
No.
Oh no!
It's -1 for Lannon.
Oh no, Lennon!
Those bad rolls here, guys.
Oh, no.
I think all of us suck. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, we all are bad. We all failed.
The twink is down.
Literally.
Yep. Okay, so all of you fail. You all get knocked back 3 yards. Luckily, from the way this is positioned, the dragon is at the edge of the veranda, and you all are further in.
Good.
So you get knocked further away from the edge, but you're going to have to watch that now that you know it can do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
All of you get knocked back 3 yards. Elian, you are prone.
Yep.
Next up in the order is Sabre.
I scream at it.
Is that helpful?
I don't give a shit if it's helpful. I'm gonna take out my horn and blow it in its fucking face. My hollow horn.
Ah, yes.
Sweet.
So any roll with a dragon die, you get a +1 on that dragon die.
And then I'm gonna stab it in the face with the spear.
A 19 is a hit, and you have 2 stun points to do with as you will.
Excellent.
Ooh.
I think I'm gonna do a mighty blow.
Excellent choice.
This counts as darkspawn. This is a darkspawn.
Oh, it's the dark
it is the
darkspawn.
the dark spawn.
Okay, great.
Oof. Yariel.
Oh, some bad
Nice.
rolls.
Hey, he's like, hey, let me smash you back.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm assuming the dragon has a lot of armor, so
It has 12 armor.
yeah.
Mhm.
But still, that's a nice fucking pile of damage. Also, it has a lot of hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll bet it does.
As I'm doing this, I shout at Landon. So, do we have to kill this thing and then you do the ritual? How is this gonna work?
He says, yeah, we're gonna have to get it down to as low as possible before it'll take.
Excellent. We should have talked about this before we came up here.
Yeah, we should have.
Yep, mm-hmm.
Cassandra, you are next up in the order.
Cool. I'm like, yeah, you can stay up there, Yariel. I'll just stay back here if you don't mind. Yeah, I don't want to get fucking near it, so I'm gonna chain lightning. That's my big smashy spell, so. And it is, it's con stamina versus spell power. Here's hoping!
It has a 9 con.
Yep.
A 23, I assume, beats your spell power.
Cool! So what does it do if it fails? Reduce the damage by 1 die. So only 2d6 plus 6, but still, not nothing.
Not nothing at all. 15, and that is penetrating damage. Excellent. Elian, you are next up in the order. You are prone.
Yeah, so if I recall correctly, I have to use one of my minor actions to move to stand up.
And at that point, you can take a major action or another minor action. You are 4 yards away, however.
What I'm going to do is I have a feature, because of the dual weapon stuff that I took. I can use ready as an action. Ready is a free action, so I'm going to ready a use of my crow poison on my rapier. And
Okey-dokey.
I can also activate the dual weapon style, which gives me a +1 on melee and defense.
Okay, so a bunch of buffs, but not attacking this turn.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay, it is now Lennon's turn. Lennon, he's got a whole bunch of really good spells, and he is going to use them.
Good. Not at us this time. Excellent.
Like, the Archdemon is a huge target, and you're on a big open patio, basically, so he feels safe to cast Tempest again.
Excellent.
So this is a TN 17, and he has a +9 to his primal score.
Jesus.
19 is more than enough to hit. Lennon raises both hands, one physical, one magical, and he uses it to call down a storm on top of this Archdemon. The sky itself opens up and bolts of lightning come raining down upon it, and he gets to maintain that for 10 MP for the rest of the fight as a free action per turn. So it needs to make a con stamina test against his spell power, so it needs to make con stamina test against 19. Yep, that's he beats it, so that is half damage. Still pretty good. 9 penetrating damage, and he gets to maintain that as a free action.
I was like, it's continuous, so that's good. That's good.
All right. Next up in the order is the Archdemon.
Oh boy.
The Archdemon is going to bite Sabre and then claw Cassandra, because Cassandra just did a big nasty hit to him.
Yeah.
A 20, I assume, hits.
No, a 20 doesn't hit. Yes, 20 hits.
Yeah, 20 doesn't hit, actually. It has 24 non-penetrating damage to you.
Okay.
And then it is going to claw Cassandra.
Yay.
A 25 with 4 stun points. Yeah.
Oh, God.
He is going to use lightning attack to claw you twice.
Terrible.
So that's 4d6 plus 20 damage.
Oh.
35 total damage.
Shit.
That's non-penetrating.
Oh, God.
Ow.
That is the Archdemon's turn. Sabre, you're up.
Okay. Excellent. Hey, I have a weird question.
Hit me.
Or Justice is still here.
Justice is still here. He's gonna have to, you can use it. He'll probably succeed on the test.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
what I
can
believe.
certainly use it.
Okay.
And it still does damage,
Yeah,
even if he...
That's I was actually just hoping for the 3d6 plus 3, so...
Oh!
Oh, shit.
I am hesitant, as you can imagine, to let you insta-kill
Yeah,
an
no, I didn't
Archdemon.
expect to let...
obviously.
Honestly, I didn't expect an insta-kill. I was just hoping to take some chunks out of it. It's an Archdemon. I'm assuming you can't just insta-kill an Archdemon.
The rule is fair. So here's what I'll let you do. I will let you double the damage against...
66. I'll take it.
Nice.
24 penetrating damage.
Noise.
I feel like that's pretty good.
That's pretty fucking good.
Good fucking job, buddy.
All right, that was Sabre's turn. You light the Archdemon up with white fire, and that takes a big chunk out of it. Cassandra, you are up next.
Ow. It sure did claw me twice. That's no fun. Yeah, well, there's a tempest going on, and I'm like, I like that. I'm just gonna grab some lightning out of that tempest real quick and just, direct it at the Archdemon.
Deep fry Archdemon, please.
Right, which is another con stamina versus spell power again. Great, yep, 20 beats it, yep, so yay! 1d6 plus 6.
12 penetrating damage. It is not nothing. It is not nothing, my friend. You are chipping away. Elian, you are next up in the order.
Okie dokie. I am going to attempt to backstab.
Alrighty.
That's a perception seeing against my dex stealth.
That is a +7 for the boy.
Hey!
Hell yeah!
Alrighty. The backstab succeeds. Yes, you have backstab damage on this attack roll.
Excellent. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So.
Alright, well, yep, that's a hit. 24, and you've got 4 stun points to do with as you will, my friend.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to resolve this first one, then I'm going to look at the stunts.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and then let me look at my stunts real quick, so I can do lightning attack.
A 16, that is... Yes, that's a hit. Alrighty. Elian, that was a very good turn. It is now Lennon's turn.
And he's still got Tempest going.
He does, yes, and he can maintain that, so they have to make another con stamina test versus 19. 20 beats it, but barely. And so he takes 1d6 plus 7 damage. So that is minus 13. That's penetrating. Lennon is tempted to use Crushing Prison, but it has to make strength, might, and con stamina tests.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Which, he's got a feeling that a literal fucking dragon could probably beat that.
Yeah.
Maybe not, yeah.
So he is going to instead, I guess he'll go with just lightning. Just straight up lightning. That is more than enough. And then he has to make a con stamina roll again. That is more than enough once again. So it's only 1d6 plus his magic. 13 penetrating damage. Alright. Let's see. The Archdemon is going to use its major action on this turn to roar. All enemies within 24 yards must make a TN 17 willpower courage test. Those that fail cannot take any major action except run.
Good.
Oh boy.
Everyone roll willpower courage. What is Lennon's courage? It's actually quite good. He's got a +7 to his courage.
Oh, good. Good thing I have +5. Damn it!
We have a +1 to the dragon die, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Alright, so the TN for this was 17.
So.
Yep.
So,
Which
I don't think anybody...
well, but we have +1 on the dragon die, so...
Oh, so you guys did, but I didn't.
Correct. So, Cassandra, you are the only one affected. The rest of you, yes, the rest of you pass. So it is terrifying. Like, it's terrifying. But Cassandra is the only one who's like, abort.
Yeah, like, bye!
And then it can take a minor action. It's going to use Corruption Blast as a minor action. It is basically breathing fire, but it's not fire. You don't know what it is. It's purple, it sucks. You hate it.
Oh, God.
Elian and Yariel make a TN 18 Dex Acrobatics test.
Okay.
Ooh. You made it.
Elian
The
makes
bard
it.
is flexible.
2d6 plus 4 penetrating damage. So that is 9 penetrating damage for you,
Okay.
Yariel, and half that rounded down, so
4.
4 for Elian. Cassandra, you are up in the order, my dear. The only major action you can take is run, but you are free to use other minor actions.
Okay. Other minor actions. Great. Minor action I can activate, right? As a minor action, that's pretty much it. Or ready.
Yep, both of those are valid.
If I'm terrified of it, I'm not gonna want to run towards it, so I can't activate my Spirit Warrior, because that requires me to get close to it. Nope. Big scary. Big nope. Yeah, so I guess I'll just, there's nothing I can do except, like, hold a spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Bray, you are next up.
Okay, I think after the magic, we're back to stabbing it with swords. I'm also... I think I'm going to activate Spirit Warrior mode, just in case that helps with future magic shit.
25 is 6 stun points?
Oh, shit!
Shit!
Fuck it up, my scrawny little elf.
I'm so
Right?
psyched. Okay, well, we're definitely doing a lethal blow.
Oof.
Damn!
Oh, Lennon has a heat flash. Oh my god.
Lennon's just like woozy.
Like, oh, excuse me, I'm just gonna lie down over here. Elian, it is your turn.
Okie dokie.
You passed your save, so you are not frightened.
Thank God. If it ain't broke, I'm just gonna keep doing it again.
Do it.
Check against a backstab.
This time it beats.
Alas. Alrighty. Well, I can still do.
Alrighty. Okay. It is Lannon's turn. Lannon is going to use 10 mana points to keep Tempest up. Needs to make a con stamina test and probably succeed. Yeah, it succeeds. Roll 1d6 plus 7 for the damage. 9 penetrating damage. And Lannon is gonna fucking use lightning again. He is burning mana. This is the time to burn mana.
Yep, sure is.
24 with 6 stun points. Okay, he's gonna make this a mighty spell.
Nice.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He needs to make another con stamina test. Yeah, that's more than enough. Okay, so it's full damage. So 2, because he's using mighty spell. 14 penetrating damage. Oh,
this is not nothing.
Yeah. I was like, you can make eyes at him now, Yariel. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit. Some sexy spells.
Bam! So the Archdemon is up next in the order. It raises its head to, bite the fuck out of you, Yariel. But before it can, something strange happens. It suddenly stops all movement, and you can see a grayish-white light swirling around its head and snaking down its long neck and its torso. And you watch as the life force of this Archdemon is slowly drawn away from it. The massive dragon capitulates, and half of its body is draped over the side of the little veranda that you're all standing on, and the weight of that sends it falling hundreds of feet below and landing with a crash. Standing behind the Archdemon is Solus, absorbing the raw power of an Archdemon. His eyes are now glowing red. It is impossible to ignore the fact that, Archdemons have the Blight. So he just allowed himself to become blighted, and effectively as powerful as an Archdemon.
God.
That's not good.
The Corrupted Dread Wolf is the name of this stat block that I have, and it is very, very good.
Terrible.
Lennon is the first to react. Like, you're all staring at this in absolute horror. Lennon says, Solus, do you even realize what you've just done? And Solus says, I know exactly what I did, Vinan. I told you. The last time we spoke, I told you, there is nothing that I would not do to preserve the Elvenon. Before your eyes, he transforms into a 15-foot-tall, 6-eyed wolf. The initiative order still stands, my friends. You are now facing against the Dread Wolf himself, and it is his turn.
Oh no!
he is going to bite at the first thing he sees, which is Yariel.
Yeah, fair.
Does an 18 hit?
Damn it. By 1, yes.
Yep.
All right. Make a TN 18 Dex Acrobatics test, Yariel.
Yeah, no.
Nope, 13 is not good enough. All right, so first of all, he's going to do the damage. The damage from the bite is 24. That's not penetrating, however. And because you failed that Dex Acrobatics test, you are snared in his jaws. His jaws are literally so big that you are caught inside of them.
Fuck.
Oh no.
And when he does that, he has one of 2 things that he can do as a minor action. Crush or toss. And this time he is going to crush.
Damn it.
Oh no!
27 non-penetrating damage.
Excellent. Okay, now I might need to be healed. Now I'm in the 47s.
I'm getting a little worried.
Sabre, you can repeat your Dex Acrobatics saving throw to attempt to get out of his jaws. It is now your turn.
No. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Nope, that's not going to do it. If you want to make an attack roll, you're going to have a 1 die penalty, so you'll have to roll 2d6 plus your modifier.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that.
16. What is his defense? Ah, that's actually a hit.
Oh, shit.
His defense
Nice.
rating is 14. So go ahead and roll damage.
Also,
By the way, Lannon in the background is like, Ariel, oh my god!
making the best of a bad situation. What is he? Is he a darkspawn now?
He is,
Fade creature?
I mean, he literally did just absorb the soul of an archdemon.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say yes, he counts as a darkspawn
Okay,
now.
sweet.
Yes.
Oof. My boy.
Nice.
My boy. My boy. Unbelievable.
I'm very angry right now.
Very, very excited. All right, Cassandra, it is your turn. You are no longer under the effects of Frightful Presence because the Archdemon fucking gone. He fell off this tower.
Yeah, good. Awesome. Excellent. I'm just like, oh no, Yariel.
Get
Oh
me
dear.
out of here,
Brother in
please.
Yeah, brother is in giant wolf's mouth. Not great. Not ideal. I guess I gotta do the thing. Gonna activate Arcane Warrior mode and smash with my sword. Ooh, and I'm gonna... I have a special feature now. Fade Shroud increases my defense by 3.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah, so I exist partly in the real world and partly in the Fade, so I am kind of like invisible, half invisible.
Okay.
It says, gives you a ghostly countenance that is obvious and unsettling to many. Excellent, but also I'm gonna smash the thing.
Roll to hit.
Hey!
Oh, 22, 6 stun points. That's a hit,
Oh,
my girl.
shit.
Yes, you got
Damn!
6 stun points. Oh my god, do so much damage.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Oof, 16 penetrating damage. All right. Oh, this is so tense. Okay. Elian, you are up. There's the whole wolf, Elian. Oh my god, he is the dread wolf.
Fuck. I guess I'm just gonna stab it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Backstab the thing, because it worked.
It's all those eyes, but it's all those
Yep.
eyes. He's got so many eyes.
You're like, oh no.
That's okay. So I'm still gonna do my roll to hit for normal damage anyway.
Ooh. Okay, that's a hit.
Yes.
That is a hit.
Noise.
Oof. Elian, that was Elian's turn. Very good. Excellent. Good. It is Lannon's turn. Lannon is fucking pissed. Like, bitch, you already took my arm. You are not going to take my new boyfriend. He is going to maintain the Tempest spell for another 10 mana. And that strength might, he does have proficiency in strength might, but not as much as the Archdemon. That's still enough, though, so that's 1d6 plus 7 damage. 8 penetrating damage, and then he is going to cast lightning, screaming, "You get off him, you bastard! You get off of him!" 19 is more than enough. He loses.
Shit.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Whoa!
Okay, so he takes full damage, so that's 2d6
Nice.
plus his spell power. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
11 penetrating damage. Oh, it's getting low. Starting to get low.
Ooh,
Starting to get low. So if Solus takes damage from the creature in his mouth, he must use the toss action on his next turn. So he is going to toss you. And he is going to toss you specifically into Elian. He's going to like shake you like a dog with the bone. Elian, make a TN 18 Dex Acrobatics test.
Come on, Elian.
Nope. All right. So you are both going to take 3d6 plus 8 damage.
Excellent.
This is not penetrating damage. You both take 21 damage, and you are both prone. And also, you never really realized this, Elian, but Sabre is dense. Like, he's a small guy, but he packs a lot of muscle into that wiry frame. He's heavy.
I mean, we already knew he was dense, but, you know, there's dense and then dense.
That was not the time.
He is, at this point, going to go straight at Lannon. Like, the veneer is away now. He is just straight up attacking Lannon.
Fuck. Oh,
that is more than enough to hit. So he's going to take 3d6 plus 10 damage. 20 non-penetrating damage, and he's got 5 armor, so only 15.
It's not good. Not good.
Lannon is now in melee range of the Dreadwolf, so he's probably going to have to activate his sword via enasalin.
Ooh.
All right. That was the Dreadwolf's turn. Sabre, you're up. You are prone and on top of Elian.
Well, thankfully I have quick reflexes, so I can stand up as a free action. So
hell yeah.
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna, like, launch myself fully, 100% at the fucking wolf heading for my boyfriend.
Hell yeah. Roll to hit. 22 is a hit. Roll damage.
Sweet.
Noise.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Nice. Sexy.
The power of love.
Right?
And anger. Mostly anger.
Mostly just, pissed off,
right? Not happy.
Mostly just fucking pissed off. Oh, he's getting so low. Oh, this is so
good.
Cassandra, you're up.
So I'm going to, like he said, all right. So that is magic.
Oh, 5 stun points.
Shit.
Yes, that's a hit. Roll damage.
Oh shit.
17 penetrating damage. Oh my god.
Beautiful.
Okay. Oh, chef kiss. Just. Elian, you are prone. Sabre is no longer on top of you, however, so. Good.
All right. Well, I can move and I can attack. All right. So perception seeing, please.
Oh, man. It's all the eyes, man. He's got 6 eyes.
So many
Too
eyes.
many eyes. Too
many eyes. I'm just gonna, objectively too many eyes.
Yeah, just too many. Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is just a regular roll to hit.
Oh my goodness. Lannon is up next. Lannon is staring down the Dreadwolf. So you have always known that he has been an arcane warrior, but he still prefers to fight from the back. Just because, he is a mage and he knows he's more useful from the back line blowing shit up. But that said, if Solus wants to fucking tangle, he will fucking tangle. He activates Spirit Warrior mode he unsheathes not 1, but 2 spectral rapiers, Vir enasalin and Vir tassalon, and he gets to hit with both of them.
Oh, fuck. You fucking get him!
Man.
Kick his ass!
That's a hit.
Oh, shit.
That's a hit with stun points.
Shit.
Beautiful.
He's going to use that as a lightning attack in that case and hit him one more time.
Oh my god.
That is also a hit.
Yes!
Okay, so this is going to be a lot of fucking damage.
Oh my
Okay.
god, I'm so excited.
This is going to be 3d6 plus 9 penetrating damage.
Oh, fuck!
22 penetrating damage. Oh my god.
Wow.
You want to fucking tangle with the Inquisitor, Solus? You want to fucking tangle with the Inquisitor?
Oh my god.
It is Solus's turn. He is going... So that just did a lot of damage. So he is going to bite Lannon, see if he can do the same thing he did to you, Yario. 19 is a hit, and he has to make a TN 18 Dex saving throw. He's only got a +3.
Oh, it doesn't sound like it, Oh.
Nope! Alright, so he is now in the Dreadwolf's jaws. And he is going to crush... That's a hit, so that's a total of 3d6 plus 4d6 plus 20. Okay. Oh my god, that is so much damage.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
He's not down, but something crunched. It didn't sound good. Sabre, you might be able to make this the killing blow.
Oh my god, please.
Do something cool.
Oh,
Do it.
Fuck. I definitely see that, and I'm just, like, out of my fucking mind. And I'm gonna try to go for one of its eyes.
Oh, fuck
Like,
yes!
I'm gonna throw the sphere directly into its fucking eyes and see what happens.
Yes! Fucking do it!
4? Okay.
For stud points.
Okay.
So definitely do like a lightning attack or a mighty blow or something.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do a lightning attack, which means 2 attack rolls, which I'm just gonna roll the other one right now.
That's it.
Excellent.
That's it.
Okay, so that's 2 rolls, and that's attack 1. This is attack 2.
Oh my
Hey.
god.
Hey,
Okay.
yeah.
How this goes. Yariel sees Lannon in the Dreadwolf's jaws and he fucking goes ballistic. He hurls his spear straight into one of its eyes. It surprises the Dreadwolf to such an extent that Lannon drops out of his mouth, and Yariel immediately follows it up with the slash from his longsword, I'm guessing, Vir Suladin,
Yes, also poetic.
leaps up and strikes him down. The sound that the Dreadwolf makes is explosive, and the magic that is inside an Archdemon, the way it works is it immediately goes to the nearest darkspawn. Like Ren has told you about this process before. Like, as soon as an Archdemon dies, its soul gets reincarnated into the nearest darkspawn. So as soon as you strike it down, and as soon as Solus collapses onto its side, Lennon staggers up. He is, like, look, a couple of ribs are broken, but he is standing. He says, "We need to do this now. Justice, we need to do this now." And Justice, in your head, Yariel says, "Hey kid, it's been a good fucking run."
The best.
He takes over your body, and he heads toward Lannon. He says, "I'm ready." Lannon says, "Thank you for your sacrifice, Justice." The explosion from the top of the Circle Tower of Minrathis is heard not even just in the city itself, but for hundreds of miles around. It is a shockwave unlike anything the North has seen since the last time it was hit by a blight. And when the dust settles, the Darkspawn are fleeing, running away from Minrathis, back into their caves, back into the deep roads. Things change for Thetis, as they often do. Tevinter most of all. When Leander settles into his position as Archon, even on the heels of a triumphant victory against the Blight at the very gates of Minrathis, attempts to oust him are immediate. After 2 failed votes of no confidence and dozens of attempts on his life, however, it becomes clear to the Magisterium, and to all Tevinter, that the new Archon is not going away. Plots of sedition and rebellion are put down quickly, efficiently, and brutally, and for the first time in history, the Tevinter Imperium is ruled by an elf who was once a slave. Leander works quickly to enact reforms. Within the first week following the end of the 6th Blight, he creates a new law, a permanent end to the institution of slavery. Freed slaves are given compensation equal to the length of their own life in living wage, and are allowed luxuries that had previously been kept from them: the right to marry, to own land and property, to vote. While at first it causes not insignificant social unrest, Leander is quick to follow up his reforms with stringent hate crime legislation. Those who perpetuate violence or uphold discriminatory practices against elves are held to account. But while the Magisters sneer and snarl their protests, they are largely powerless to stop him, because Leander is not alone. With the support of the new Divine Mortisis, Dorian, to his friends, as well as Magister Tylani and even the Lucerni, flooded with new members upon their sudden political success, it becomes clear that Tevinter, despite all protests and evidence to the contrary, had been aching for change. To the swollen cast of Liberati now making new lives for themselves, in Tevinter, in Nivara, and even in Respite, Leander becomes a shining beacon, an example, as the Inquisitor and the Warden before him, of the heights elves can reach, and a symbol of justice for the oppressed. And as if that weren't enough, Archon Leander has the audacity to get married to a man. A human. One more thing for his detractors to gasp and gape at, another reason he's unfit to rule, and another thing none of them have the power to stop. Divine Mortisis himself officiates the ceremony at the Imperial Cathedral. The marriage is officially recognized by the Black Divine in the sight of the Maker. After all, such marriages were never explicitly illegal, and it seems now that they never will be. The honeymoon, after some discussion, is in Antiva, specifically in Rialto, and its long white sand beaches stretching along the coast of the bay. The newlyweds see it some, as well as the city itself, with its minstrels and dancers and sandstone buildings weathered by centuries of salt and sand, but for the most part they stay in the decadent inn, in a room fit for an archon.
We should see the bathhouses,
Elian says. He's lying on his front, legs swinging in the air, as he flips through the leaflet the innkeeper had given him the day before, full of everything Rialto has to offer to its tourists. Just like we saw the beaches yesterday, Leander answers.
We are distractible, aren't we?
Elian shoots him a grin. Leander is lying on his back, hands behind his head, in a slice of golden sunlight and sea air through the window. The curtains flutter, shifting and swirling the sunlight on his skin and the floor. I'm not complaining, Leander says. They have beaches and bathhouses in Minrathous.
They have sex in Minrathous, too.
Elian laughs.
But these beaches and bathhouses, these are only in Rialto.
As my husband insists, Leander answers, smiling. Elian scoots across the bed beside him. If I had the power to say no to you, we'd be in Serald right now.
I've been to Serald. Promise, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Leander smiles and doesn't answer. They lie like that a while, silent, sex-sleepy, enjoying the sound of wind through the curtains and each other's breaths. Liliana sent word, by the way, Leander says. Before we left, she's going to start the process of dissolving the Southern Chantry next month. Seems that when she heard from a certain someone that he didn't want to reveal his lineage to the world...
As if you need the complication,
Elian says.
You imagine the scandal if it was revealed? Archon Leander, a known heretic, defiling the last line of Andraste.
Elian, I hope you didn't do this for me. The seriousness of his tone catches Elian's attention. He lifts his head and looks at him askance. You know that if you really wanted to do this, I'd support you. Elian smiles, not because it was the reassurance he'd been waiting for, but because it's the reason he'd fallen in love with Leander in the first place.
I don't want to,
he says meaningfully.
Andraste is the past. I want to focus on the future. It's not any more complicated than that.
Leander hesitates, but eventually seems satisfied. Elian settles back down next to him. You're scared of breaking your promise to your mother, aren't you, to get out of politics?
Incredibly, yes.
Leander laughs, and Elian laughs because Leander's laughing. In the morning, they see the bathhouses. Mostly. The oldest examples of the word translate kyun as change. It is perhaps not the most surprising thing that Cassandra learns when she formally takes up her role as Arakyun, but it is the one that drives her. Koslun saw the kyun as a method of change, and Cassandra tries to see it that way too, because she changes a lot. The first change is, naturally, a complete overhaul of the methods of teaching and training Sarabas. Mages born into the kyun will no longer live in chains. At the suggestion of, and with connections through Lenin, Cassandra reaches out to the newly formed College of Enchanters in the South, and a first-of-its-kind cultural exchange begins, where the mages of the South help set up a fair and rigorous magical education system, which is in time also incorporated into the greater educational system run by the Temasrans. Young Kunari will no longer be taught to fear magic, but to understand it. Additionally, at the suggestion of her Tama and in coordination with the Aragena, the breeding program is done away with entirely. Kunari are permitted to start families at their own discretion with those they choose to share their lives with. Around the same time, Cassandra enacts new laws that do away with gender-based jobs. Men may be Temasran, women may be soldiers, all according to their own choice and not because they were instructed to be. They may choose their roles and their names with greater freedom than the Kyun has ever seen. Cassandra had braced for a retaliation, but in the end it never came. What murmurings there were within the rank and file of the Ben Hasrath died out fast enough when Cassandra sat down with the dissidents to talk through their concerns. The Kyun, it seems, had always been more adaptable than anyone had ever given it credit for. In the end, life for the Kunari had changed profoundly and yet not very much at all. Relationships that had always existed were codified with marriage, blessed with children. Nicknames that had always been used were recorded and legitimized. Before Cassandra had even realized it, the Kyun had become something that, While not perfect, she felt she could defend, earnestly, wholeheartedly, something that she was proud of.
The Arishok and Tama are getting married.
Cassandra tells Maeveris one evening. She looks up from her book and smiles. Really? That's wonderful, she says. So he's finally stopped being such a stuttering mess around her?
No.
Cassandra says at once, laughing.
No, I was there when they both gave me the news. He's still nervous. I think Tama likes that about him.
Maeveris giggles. As long as they're happy, she says.
They are,
Cassandra answers.
They seem to be. I'm glad they're happy. I'm glad...
Cassandra watches as Maeveris returns her attention to the book in her lap. It's ancient and in Elvish. She had it specially imported from a rare book dealer in Orlais. Since the end of the Blight, she's taken to finding and translating as many ancient elven texts as she can get her hands on, in coordination with the Dalish. Cassandra is glad that she has something so worthy to occupy her time. Mostly she is glad that it keeps her largely away from Minrathous and the violence of the Magisterium. She'll gladly leave that for Leander and Dorian to manage.
May,
she says eventually, before her thoughts get away from her.
Do you want to get married?
Maeveris looks up, surprised. Cassandra keeps talking before she lets herself think too much about it.
I mean, you married Thorold, so you must not be averse to the idea of it,
she says.
But, well, since absorbing faith, maybe that's changed? I'm not sure. I thought I'd ask, because the Kenari are allowed to marry now.
Cassandra.
And seeing someone like my father, of all people, exercise the new rite. I don't know. What was marriage like in ancient Arathon? Did Faith ever want to get married?
Cassandra.
I suppose it doesn't really matter what Faith or Maeveris would want. Of course, they're not here. They are, but they aren't. The Qun has never really had marriage, and maybe it would be a good example to the people
Cassandra! When had Maeveris crossed the room, taken both her hands? Had Cassandra really been so nervous that she hadn't noticed? She laughs, feeling only a little bit ridiculous, as Maeveris smiles patiently at her. Going to let me answer, Vanon?
Yes.
She laughs.
Sorry.
She takes a slow breath. The part of me that's Maeveris is hesitant, she admits. The part of me that is a widow, that remembers the pain of losing a spouse, is hesitant. Cassandra feels her heart swell.
May, you're not going to lose me.
I nearly did before. Back during the Blight. You went into the deep roads, fought a war, killed an archdemon.
And now I'm Arakune,
she says.
The war is over. The Qun is stable. We're at peace, Kadan.
I know, Maeveris answers, chin dropping, sounding miserable. And if I could explain that to all my irrational fears. Wordlessly, Cassandra enfolds Maeveris in her arms. They stay like that for a while. In truth, Cassandra doesn't feel like she needs marriage. She'd only suggested it on the assumption that it would make Maeveris happy. If it doesn't, though. How about this? Maeveris says suddenly, drawing Cassandra out of her thoughts and back a half step to look down at her. Why don't you try to persuade me? Cassandra stares in confused silence.
Persuade?
Give me some good reasons to overcome my fears, Maeveris says, batting her eyelashes and twisting a lock of golden hair around one finger. Cassandra doesn't get the hint.
I don't want to persuade you, Kadan. If you don't want to get married, that's fine. You are a choice I make every day, and marriage is just...
Cassandra, I'm talking about sex, Maeveris says.
Oh.
Then.
Oh, right! Seduction!
Maeveris giggles. She can be taught, she says, and tugs Cassandra away from her desk by both wrists.
So cute.
Aww.
Once the Archdemon had fallen outside Minrathous, the Dalish braced themselves for another heartbreak. After all, the combined armies of Ferelden and Orlais had marched on elven territory only recently won, and history had a way of repeating itself, which the Dalish knew all too well. But their fears were never realized. After the Second Battle of Ostagar, the settlement called Arleth Len stood empty for a time. Casualties had been remarkably few for the size of the battle, most major forces withdrawing as soon as the Archdemon underneath it was confirmed dead. For a few years, the Tevinter ruin turned battlefield turned third elven homeland existed in a strange in-between. What was it now? What could it be after everything? The answer did come, eventually, though not in the way that anyone anticipated. In the end, it had been easier than he'd expected, readjusting to life on the road. All those years staying still, he'd half convinced himself that he'd forgotten what it meant to move. But he came back to it like he'd never stopped, falling asleep to the creaking of Aravel's sails in the breeze, waking up to dappled sunlight on his face, hunting and fishing and mending wagons and herding Hala. If he'd cared to, he could have talked himself into the idea that the last 15 years had been just an extended, unpleasant dream. But he didn't care to. If he'd learned anything from all the pain, it was that the scars were as much a part of him as the rest. He didn't want to push back the trauma. For the first time in so many years, he felt content to breathe, to give old aches room to heal. Yariel! Yariel! He oofs loudly when an 80-pound small elven child lands in his midsection. It wasn't the first time Naya had woken him up like this, and he couldn't imagine it would be the last. Siobhan gave birth overnight! There's a new baby Hala! Get up, get up, get up!
All right.
He laughs.
Get off me, brat.
He wraps her up in both arms and scoops her right off the Aravel floor. She shrieks and giggles and kicks and fights with all the strength her 10-year-old arms can manage. Yariel tosses her bodily out of the Aravel, after a countdown, of course. It was her preferred method of egress, thrown out the back of the wagon and straight into the haystack outside. He can hear her giggling as she scrambles out and runs off into the camp. Yariel looks down where Lannon is still sleeping next to him, or at least trying desperately to.
Hey,
he says. Lannon grunts.
New baby Hala,
he adds. Lannon grunts again. Yariel chuckles. He'd gotten used to it by now, of course. If being grumpy in the mornings had been a deal-breaker, he wouldn't have married the grouch. He bends to kiss the rat's nest of blonde hair, then scoots out of the Aravel without another word. Clan Sulanon is up and about, more or less. Some are still dragging their feet in the pre-dawn light. Breakfast is nearly done, in any case, but the majority of the attention is on the Holopens, where a group has gathered at the fence to coo and croon over what Yariel can only assume is Siobhan's new calf. Ren and Zevran are among them, and Yariel gravitates to his brother's side, folding both arms on the top rung of the fence. They're not in a good position to see the calf, but all the good spots are already taken. It doesn't have horns, Zevran says, voice strangled with emotion. How does that make it cuter?
The mom's all right?
Yariel asks. She's fine, according to the master herder, Ren says. Have you talked to the keeper yet?
No, I just got up.
Yariel answers.
Wait, why would I need to talk to the keeper?
She got word from Clan Darthana. They're talking about where they're going to hold the next Arlethven. She wants to get your and Lannon's input.
Our input?
He repeats.
Why does she want our input?
"5 years after the Archdemon fell, the Arlethven is hosted in Ostagar. By tradition, this gathering should be small. Keepers and their firsts, elders of the clans, but it doesn't end up being small. After all, this is the first Arlethven being hosted on territory which belongs explicitly to the Dalish since before the Exalted March. The Blight is over, Thedas is at peace, and no one feels like exhibiting restraint. It quickly becomes the biggest social event in southern Thedas, and, when parties like the Archon and Arakion accept their invitations, it also takes on the role of a grand political summit, which is a surprise to everyone.
There you are, you big fucking fop!
Elian is just stepping out of the Archon's carriage and laughs when he sees Sabre. He's just about to offer greetings of his own, but Sabre has different plans. Before he's even aware of what's happening, he's in a headlock and struggling to get out.
Hey!
He laughs.
Let me go! What is it with you elves and showing affection with violence?
It's a Dalish hello.
Sabre lies, just as Leander steps off the carriage behind him. Well, look what the cat dragged in, Leander says with a grin. Sabre releases Elian just in time for a handshake. Been a minute, Sabre, have you been?
Ugh, busy,
he admits.
Hey, come on, Cassandra's already here.
Elian lights up.
She is?
She had to travel further, so she left earlier. Come on, she's in Sullivan Keep.
It's a short walk from the outer gates of the city, through the throngs of elves crossing in every direction, and up the stately stone steps leading to... You've got a whole castle here now? Leander boggles. It's only been 5 years.
Oh, we Dalish work hard.
Sabre answers, grinning.
Plus, we had some ruins to start with.
When they make their way inside, through a towering entry hall and around a corner, down a corridor, they find themselves in what looks to be a sunny atrium, with a glass ceiling teeming with potted plants. The first one to spring up.
Elian! Leander!
Cassandra!
It's been a few years since Elian's experienced one of Cassandra's bone-crushing hugs. He'd missed it more than he realized. Everyone's here, it seems. Ren and Zevran, Lannon, Maeveris, Dorian, and Iron Bull, and at least some of the Chargers, Leliana, Hawk and Fenris, Talgan, and an inexplicably beautiful elven woman. All of them are crowded together around a table, drinking, laughing, and playing cards. It's the easiest thing for them all to fall back into things like they'd never been gone.
I might have grown to be a sailor on the 7 seas and save the hero of the story from the belly of the beast. But the knight would get the credit, and the damsel and the gold, and all I get's the gift of growing old.
Talgan got married, which surprises everyone assembled. Her name is Mirana, and she is by leaps and bounds the most beautiful woman anyone assembled has ever seen. Ren asks how they met, and she only smiles mysteriously. No one has the courage to ask again. He's living part-time in Orzammar now, sitting on King Balin's court, occasionally helping him shake up outdated laws and occasionally telling him to suck dicks. His mother, he tells them, was returned to the stone, with full rights. A first for a servicer dwarf. He seems happy.
I might have grown to be a miner with a knife for precious stone and find a vein of diamond worth more than all of the town could hold. And maybe in my charity the land comes to prosperity. With my luck I'd still end up in the cold.
Hawk and Fenris now live together in Kirkwall, with Carver too, now that the Grey Wardens have disbanded. Together the three of them help Varric, still Viscount, run the city. It's not just like it was when Hawk lived there before, but it's close. Hawk has his lover, his best friend, and the only family he has left. He wouldn't change it for anything.
'Cause you won't rewrite history to commemorate the likes of me, and you would not believe me if I tried to tell you all the things I've seen and all the places that I've been, so pour the hall another cup of wine.
Since formally disbanding the Chantry, Leliana retired to a private life in Orlais, where she's taken up nug breeding as a profession. Her pups are known for their glossy coats and good temperaments, and she has single-handedly pioneered the new competitive arena that is the Nug Show. It's already become a cutthroat competition with breeders from across Orlais.
I might have grown to be a king, more mighty than the kings you've known, who led us through a peaceful time and never simply occupied the throne, but out of castle-light I'd still be such a sight for sorest eyes. I'd be a pauper in disguise.
Dorian has settled into his role as Black Divine with some reluctance. While effective and fair-minded, he prefers to leave most of the politicking to Leander, and spends his remaining free time with Iron Bull. Bull has his hands full, as the Chargers are making a name for themselves in the north. After all, the war between Tevinter and Kunindar is over, and it's not as dangerous for Talvashoth as it used to be.
You know, you could rejoin the Ben Hasroth if you wanted.
Cassandra tells him when she hears it.
I've changed it a lot, and we're accepting any Talvashoth who want to return, no questions asked.
Damn, Bull chuckles. Times really have changed for the Kyun, huh?
I've read about your past service,
she says.
You were excellent on Saharan, and your work in the Inquisition was beyond reproach.
Until I went Talvashoth, Bull says, smirking. Cassandra smiles.
I'm just saying, there's a home for you in Parvalin, if you want it. For you and the Chargers both.
Bull opens his mouth, hesitates, shuts it. He tries again a moment later. Maybe. Can I think about it?
Of course.
Cassandra, I do appreciate the offer. I suppose stranger things have happened, Dorian remarks idly from where he's reclining on the chaise. The Archon marries a human, the Black Divine sleeps with the Talvashoth. If Bull goes back to the Kyun, we get a free coffee on our next visit. Everyone, Maeveris calls, the cookies are done.
I might have led the cavalry to glory on the battlefield, and they would cast a monument in silver of my weathered shield. But now with all my medals pawned, no proof except my silver tongue to tell of all the valor I have won. 'Cause you won't rewrite history to commemorate the likes of me, and you would not believe me if I tried to tell you all the things I've seen and all the places that I've been, so pour the hall another cup of wine.
The Arlith Ven that year is the biggest in history. until the next. Then that one is the biggest until the one after that. Arlithlen becomes the third true homeland for the elves, and with the rock-solid foundation between King Alistair and Ren to build on, it has the best chance the Dalish have ever had of keeping it that way.
I might have been a good man, left someone with all he had, and did right by the ones he'd known, and gave away the wealth of him, until the purse was empty, even so you would forget me. Like a dying star I burn until I'm dark. 'Cause you won't rewrite history to commemorate the likes of me, and you would not believe me if I tried to tell you all the things I've seen and all the places that I've been. So pour the hall another cup of wine. So pour my friends another cup of wine.
Speaking of Ren, it's time. 30 long, happy years later, he arrives at Subray's bedroom door. Zevran is standing next to him. They both look resigned. Subray frowns, turns away from the spear that he'd been sharpening. He knows, of course, what his brother means. They'd talked about it before. The calling, Ren had called it. The inevitable fate of all Grey Wardens. Despite their best efforts, there had been no cure for Ren like there had been for Maevaris. Something about the joining, Maevaris had theorized, the way the lyrium had interacted with the Blight. There was no way to separate the disease from the soul without destroying both. And so he'd waited. By all rights, it had taken longer than it should have.
So soon?
Ren smiles. In his 60s, Ren's aged like good leather. The lines around his face only add character. It's not really soon, Lethalon.
It feels soon.
I have to go, Ren says. We both knew it was going to come to this.
But go where?
To the Deep Roads, Zevran says. If the hero of Ferelden has to die, it'll be taking down as many Darkspawn as possible along the way. Yariel frowns.
You're going with him?
I could go nowhere else, Zevran answers, peaceful. Behind their backs, Ren grips Zevran's hand tight.
You should have said something earlier.
Yariel protests feebly, feeling his throat tighten just like it had when his keeper had told him Ren was gone.
I would have prepared a feast or something. Something to send you off with.
The calling isn't really a cause for celebration, Lethalon, Ren says. You know I love you, right? Yariel swallows hard. He can't answer. You know that I'm proud, infinitely proud, to have called you brother? Proud of how you saved the world? Proud of the homeland you've built for the people?
It wasn't just me.
Yariel manages to protest. You know that you are the best part of my life and always have been? Yariel surges forward, seizes his brother in a tight hug. Ren hugs him back. They both vanish that night, quietly, so quietly that hardly anyone asks until they're both long gone. And though the loss is felt keenly by those closest to him, it's not enough to dim everything that's been won. In the generations that follow, Thedas experiences the longest period of uninterrupted peace the continent has ever known. Mages live freely, educated but not imprisoned. The Dalish live in a home of their own, which only grows in size and population as the years go on. The kin changes its goals from conquest to conservatorship, focused on caring for those within its ranks instead of forcing its ideology on others. Tevinter flourishes with the surge of new talent the Liberati bring to it. At the end of the Dragon Age, the Golden Age begins, and it stays golden for a long time. Hey guys, it's Tessa. The incredible music you just heard in the epilogue is Drinking Song by House Phone, used with the permission of the artist. You can find her at carlsbad.tumblr.com and probably some other places too. That's just the one I know of. You should check them out. They're very talented. I cannot believe that Wolf is finally over. We've been recording it for over a year, and I am both delighted and a little maudlin that it's coming to a close. Thank you so much for sticking with us through over 70 episodes. I hope that you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed playing. For those of you who didn't see the teaser trailer on our YouTube channel, bit.ly/CFC channel, the next season of Crit Fail Club will be called Restoration, and, surprise, Val is going to be the DM and I will be a player. we'll be going back to D&D 5th edition with a new cast of characters. The season premiere will be on Wednesday, January 5th, 2022, but keep an eye out for teasers and promos in the weeks in between. If you don't already, you can follow us on Facebook or Tumblr. Just search Crit Fail Club and join our Discord server, bit.ly/CFC Discord, to listen to live recorded episodes and download episodes in pre-release. By the time this episode is live, there will probably already be several episodes of Restoration edited and ready. I am so proud of what we've made so far, and so excited to keep creating more. Thank you for sticking with us, and we'll see you in the next season.